Greetings.
Hello, we're here. It's one of those weeks, I think a lot of it has to do with the time change.
The moon is coming full too.
Yes.
So
we
moon,
really,
full, time change, everything, but
it is a full moon, and then the time change. I saw an article that said that some of us, elderly people, that the day after, like on Monday, they have some coronary problems with the time shift.
they say it's seasonally. I
Yeah,
hear seasonally you'll find a lot of deaths with people for some reason they don't like.
Well, the change in, different, and with the seniors that we're working with here today, they're having a real hard time adjusting to the time.
I don't like it either. It's fake time.
Fake.
I know we've talked about this
Yes,
every year, but
have
it's
fake time. We can do a lot of little fake time. I mean, yes, that is. So, and they're having issues with that, and we could talk about food. I mean, there's always good talk about food. And I could talk about my car today.
Okay. Tell us about
I
your
was driving here. Obviously, I didn't walk, it's too far. And my husband's behind because he went home. And I'm just, all of a sudden, it went, bring! Time for a break. And it had the coffee cup. I'm like,
How long have you been driving?
10 minutes. But I wasn't swerving or anything. And my husband was behind me. I said, was I swerving? He goes, no. I said, well, maybe I was speeding up and slowing down. I thought maybe I needed a break. Yeah, I did speed up. I was going downhill, and then I saw the sheriff's car, and I slowed down. So, yes.
It is funny, though, when you get that. Do you need a break?
Do you need a break?
I do. And you just want to go, okay, yeah, you take over here.
It's
You
just
see
like-
where Trump's buying a Tesla.
I think that's so cool.
He doesn't get to drive much, but hey, if you do get to drive, there will be a cool
Barron
car.
will be driving it.
It'll be a cool car to
It
drive.
will be a cool car to drive. And there are a few Teslas around this area. I don't know how they charge them, but they have a few around here. I saw a beautiful, navy blue or, that dark blue yesterday after Bible study. And that was really good. But anyway, yes. And then we had, did your weekend was fun?
It was productive.
Okay. That means you worked.
I did.
Productive, you don't equate productive all the time with fun. We went to the bingo. That was fun.
That is fun, right?
That was fun. And the fun part was watching my husband, because he didn't want to go to begin with.
But he had fun.
But if he knew he was going to spend time with his daughter and his grandson and her relatives, I said, oh, you have to go. Well, he did have fun. In fact, he had so much fun. I said, what are you bringing that piece of paper home for? He says, so the next time I play, I know how to do this. Okay, then. And then I said, did you get any raffle tickets? I said, okay. Because, they had, you could put your tickets into different bags that you wanted to win. So they're pulling out all these numbers, and he's not looking at any of them. And I'm like, what's going on here? So he got to the last one. It says, a gift card to La Victoria restaurant. And then he's picking them. I said, what'd you do? He put them all in the same bag. Did we win? Yeah, we did. When you have 10, probably there was only 12 in there, so you have a chance of getting it. So we have
But
a
you
gift
said it was a
card.
sold-out crowd?
It was
So
a
what is
sold-out.
sold out for bingo?
Every table was filled. In fact, they brought another table in, and there were.
Was it in Victoria?
It was at Victoria Elementary, and
Okay.
they had great prizes. People donated everything
And it's raising money for,
for the school.
okay.
For the school, and I've never been to a real bingo game like that. And there's 15 games. So there's 15 prizes. So that's a lot and they were big, nice prizes. And then of course you could buy an extra card if you wanted one prize and you wanted to increase your chances. And the cards were $20 and for the big one to get in. And I don't know what the little card was for each one, maybe $5. It wasn't that much. And then they had all the door prizes, you know, that you put in, and they had door prizes because you came with a ticket, and they had silent auction,
All right.
so they had that. And I saw them bringing in another table, so they managed to squeeze in another table. So it was filled up and it was fun. And man, you buy a whole program. I really tell my age because, you know, we have this little touch screen, you know, here, and you have your computer screens. They had a 72-inch touch screen that went with the bingo program. And you could just go up and you just, you know, touch it and do whatever you needed to do right on the screen if you needed to do that. And our grandson is in 2nd grade, and he goes, "Oh yeah, we have one in our classroom." And I'm like, "Wow, can we have one for our TV?" You know, really, it was to just think about the way technology has just gone, and just sitting up there, and everything is computerized. All computerized. It's just awesome how that works.
I've been delving lately, and I'm trying to get into it more and trying to understand it because I don't want to be afraid of it because I know it's part of our life, AI.
AI, yes.
And it's because you really don't know. I mean, you get phone calls from AI. I mean, because a lot of businesses are doing AI. I mean, so you've got to be on top of it. I don't want to be scared of it, but I also don't want to. I just want to be careful with it.
I don't want to depend on it so much, but I want to. Now, AIs are sending out and all kinds of scams and emails because they're just so perfect at copying. Amazon, I got one the other day. Your card's being used for a $1,999 computer, and it was generated by somebody who's scamming you. And then we had one with Amazon, PayPal. Now the only PayPal account we have is Turning Points, and there's no money in it because I don't care for PayPal. Because they charge you for so many different transactions, and we don't need to worry about that. We have our credit card. And
I don't get charged from like using it when I buy things. Is it
yeah,
because
but it's a business.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because they owe $2 here and $1 here, and so they said, "Oh, PayPal is being charged." I'm like, "Go ahead." You don't have Turning Points at all, so it doesn't matter. And we don't have one personally, so try. And I always check our bank statements, but that AI. Now my phone messaging, it keeps saying to upgrade my messages, which I've done before because one of them was no longer supported. And now they want me to upgrade it, and I'm like, okay, let's upgrade it. And I could do 2 different ways. So I said, do this once. And then I looked at the fine print. Well, they're going to track me. And what they say is AI supported. So it can help you with maybe your messages. But they track what you're doing, and I don't want that.
Well, they're tracking you anyway.
They're tracking, but I don't want to be involved in my own tracking. You know, okay, it's like, oh, I think Joanne was here. Yep, she was here. I don't like it.
I mean, they can do that anyway, though.
They do it.
I mean, because like if the police need to see, they can ping your last location.
Well,
So you're being tracked anyway.
We're being tracked anyway.
I mean, it is scary, and I try to do everything I can not to be, but we are being tracked.
And you can think, go ahead. And I don't want them to give me stuff, you know, that tracking. And we were at somebody's house helping them put in Starlink Monday afternoon, and we were talking about, you know, tracking people and finding where they're going. And you know, they have these rings that you can buy now. And the rings have everything. They monitor your health, and they can locate you with that ring. And we did see a show where one person was lost, and they had the ring.
Can be helpful.
And they had the ring, and they found them because people don't, you know, they'll throw your phone away, but they don't realize that.
Well, they can look and see like when your heartbeat last.
Yes.
And they can tell when you died. Time of death.
Yeah, exactly, everything.
So,
So in some ways, there's good. I mean, I
I
consider.
don't have anybody I'm hiding from, though.
Oh, I don't either.
I mean, I'm not really. I mean,
No.
if you really want to know where I'm at, it's probably probably at my office. I'm either there or probably in my bed. Hopefully soon I'll be at soccer games, but
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm usually two places, or church on Sunday, so.
That's
hey,
it, they pretty know where we can find us. I want to compliment this lady here, because she's gotten the whole program up for our scholarship going. And I am really,
We're really trying to get some things back, so
Yes.
hopefully some people will be turning some things in.
yes, and for children in the, young adults in this area are going to do some healing profession. So we're going to, Turning Point Healing Retreat Center is going to give them a scholarship. And I'm so excited. I mean, our only funds really that we bring in are our seniors who do their exercise. But that bingo just clicked, we could have bingo here sometime.
Well, I was thinking, that would be a good thing, because it could go for both places.
Exactly. This facility that we're staying in, and you'll see if you look behind us, I don't think we ever explained to where we were, but we're at, it used to be an Episcopal church. It's St. Luke's. Right now it's a shrine, and it's the first African-American shrine in the Diocese of Southern Virginia, the Episcopal Church. Anyway, it is managed by the Historical Society. In fact, their president was the one who got funds to get this whole place refinished, refurbished, remodeled. And so we have that opportunity to be here, and we help pay the utilities, and we provide the internet. But in the meantime, it gives us funds so that we can do scholarships, and maybe next year 2 instead of 1, because that's the advantage of being here. And we will be ending up with tables and chairs. They're coming. They're going to be tables and chairs and a storage facility out back. And
See, John and Joanne, they do the legwork. They go out and they help people exercise, and they run the show like that. So, I mean, and we appreciate that, because I don't have time to do that. I don't even have time to come here and exercise with you.
we have to groom somebody in their 60s.
Well, don't look at me right now.
They're
Not
lazy,
like,
they're like to come over and because the exercises are, once you get going and it's moving, and it's fun.
but that's how to give back. We're also looking for ways to give back, like mentally, spiritually, physically. So,
Yep.
and so now if we can do it financially, that is
Yep.
a good thing to do.
And the president of our organization is a doctor, and she is she's done some wellness seminars on stress, and we have to really see if she, and I know she loves to do these things, and she's great at it, and she gives you so many ideas. And she's the one that wrote our book, Life on Purpose. It's very good. It's a super book. We should plug that sometime. If you ever want it, you can find me and get a hold of it. She used to write for the Southside Messenger, which was a newspaper in this area, a weekly little, little things that happen in your life and how to approach them. And she donated several of these to Turning Point, and they're in different categories. And some of them are really fun and funny, but they have little vignettes of things that you think about. Like the time she made a chocolate cake, and I can still, it just all fell apart, and she just called it a volcano cake.
There you go.
There you go, drip more chocolate on, put something strawberry on top or whatever. So, you make what you make. And so this facility is super, and I know that we are non-denominational, but we are very spiritual, and we see miracles when some people don't see miracles. And the stories, stories about this place is unbelievable if you want to really think about everything. And it'll be 3 years ago that we had to take some stuff out of it, tobacco. And it was was it Lancaster tobacco storage place, because they were going to sell it. So we went in, and in there was storage for some churches that had been no longer in use. And on the floor, I saw a huge crucifix, 33-inch crucifix. And brass, solid brass. I'm telling you, it's heavy. And then some vases and candlesticks. And I said, whoa, this is not going to stay here. So I brought it home, polished it up, fixed it, and put it up on an upper window. So then we go forward, and the gentleman who's refurbished and refinished and remodeled and restored this building is in contact with the last families that went to this church. And they wanted to dedicate it. And I started thinking, I'm like, I bet you that stuff came from this church. And it did. So it's now back. It's here. It's sitting in that room.
Found its way back.
Found its way back.
That's cool.
Found its way back. So it all comes, I don't care what your belief is. You can believe anything you want, but I'm telling you that it found its way back. And it's you can't make these stories up. You know.
No, it was meant to be back.
It
so
was
that's
meant to be
cool.
back.
That is really cool.
It's cool. You know, just like you can't make up the stories about how many millions of dollars so that we could study menstrual cycles and transgender men. I don't get it, but that's okay.
It's
Now that's strange.
stranger than fiction. Yes, right.
Yes, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Or let's transgender mice and rats and see what happens to them. Hello. That's just, so anyway, so that's where we're here. And this building, I'm sure, has so many stories. It was a school at one time.
I've been to a wedding in here.
Oh, yes. Yep. And we have, and I wanted something nice. You can't really see the decor. You can see what it looks like behind us. And up here, the Historical Society is using, they have bookshelves. It's like a little library. There's a huge solid wood table, a conference table. It's really, really nice. And sometimes you can see the chairs that were in here. And so I wanted to get some nice cabinet to put our stuff in rather than just have it hodgepodge around. So I walked into Bliss, which is a neat store in Victoria that sells used things, and it also teaches special needs students how to work in business. So it helps them out. And I walked in, and there sitting was a sideboard with 9 drawers. I said, oh, good, how much is that? $50 sold.
And it's working out
And
really
it
well.
works really well, so we put all our
And she's
stuff.
our ward worker, so she could go home and fix up anything that needed to be fixed.
Yeah, I fixed it up, and it's here. So you get to we've moved from down the street, which was an old school, to a church, which was an old church.
There's nothing really new in Cambridge.
No,
There's not a lot of new buildings.
just the new imports Yankees that we've come down
So we
from
try to
north.
refurbish everything.
That's right. So I think bingo would be fun.
It could be a really good thing.
And we could do it a little bit differently. We could
Because
have
we like
gift
we do help
cards.
out in the community. It's about time. So you'll be doing scholarships for soccer and stuff or
Yes,
things like
I
that.
mean-
so we give back to the
We
community.
we have.
And that's the main thing is what we
That's
are.
what we do. And we haven't been able to go to Piedmont Geriatrics at all this month because they're loaded with COVID. So they were isolated for 6 weeks, so we can't go back until maybe the end of March. So that's something we couldn't do. We tried to, and we can't. So we really are, in this building, we could have a movie night, popcorn movie night.
Yeah, many things you
Because
could
Turning
do.
Point, we have a screen that we own. We have a projector
Okay.
that we have, that's ours. And you could get any kind of movie, DVD, I don't know how, we probably could stream a movie on our Starlink
Yeah.
connection here. I mean, it's not as, we have the mini Starlink, the roamer for here, because it was the most economical and the best, and we love Starlink.
Very much.
We put in Starlink for somebody Monday afternoon.
You've not heard me complain in a year, have you?
It had
It's been wonderful.
300 and some megabytes coming in. Because they have a newer one than ours. Unbelievable.
I'm happy with mine.
Oh, I love it. I
It
love
works,
it.
it is working out. I mean, like I said, I'm thankful all the time for it.
I love it because there's no way we're going to be able to get that where we are. And we just set it up, and they're in the open. They have no trees around them, and we just put it up. We had been there before to find the directions, and we just put it on the pole. Didn't have to change it. It was 99.9%. It was full on. The only thing that we need to do is they needed a longer cable. So it's now sitting in their garage, but it's good enough to stream whatever they need to stream. So yeah, we love Elon
And it's
Musk.
warm today,
Oh,
and it feels so good. It feels so good.
we heard 3 different temperatures, 74, 78, and 80.
I heard it was supposed to be right at 80. I'm happy with that.
Yes,
That is good.
that is good.
I mean, I know not everybody's ready for it, but I am like, yeah, skip over. I'm good.
I don't need any more cold weather.
I don't think anybody does. I think this is going to make people feel good.
Yes, yes. So anyway, but that was what I had to chat about, and I'm going to go Friday to do a PT with one knee, so we'll find out what the left knee is like. And then I've been looking at podcasts, which some of them are really funny. One young man who's leaving the United States. He's leaving. He can't handle it. He's going to go to Hawaii. Obviously, he doesn't know geography very well.
Have you seen one of our Congress people, and they said that, that it is wrong because it is not illegal to cross over the border. It is not illegal for them to, they're not illegal immigrants by crossing the border without any papers. And I'm like,
Where do
apparently
you live?
she missed class the day they explained what, I don't know. I'm just, you just have to sit and laugh. I was watching one other day, this lady was ranting about, she goes, I can't believe, that, I guess she was a federal worker and everything. She goes, and I can't believe, you're sitting around and you're doing, and she says, and then you get an email to explain or give an answer for like 5 things I did last week. I just can't believe I'm asked that. And I'm like, you don't work in the real world, apparently. I mean, I just can't understand why they're so upset about being asked what you do at your job.
Okay, so let's look at this.
Only a couple minutes.
Let's look at it. Yeah, wow, we did, me and my big mouth today. Let's look at it this way. If your boss asks you to give him or her 5 things that you did last week, obviously, they don't think you've done anything.
Well, sometimes it's just, well, what are you doing with your time? I mean, I think
you've got to be accountable to somebody.
Why is it wrong to be accountable?
You have to be.
I mean, I don't understand. If you're working for somebody, they have a right to ask you those questions.
That's right.
And if you refuse, then they have a right to say, okay, well, then you will be terminated.
That's right.
I mean, I just don't get it.
No,
I don't understand the argument. If you're busy and you're being productive or you're doing things, you should be able to spit them out.
It's like quality control. Somebody's got to be in charge of finding out that someone is doing their job that's supposed to be doing. One young person I know, and that means anybody that's younger than I am, so could be 76. Asked for a recommendation, and I did 2 of them, and they said, how do you know this person? Well, I know this person. I'm not their supervisor. I wasn't their boss. And it was sort of like other, And then at the end, I said, did they leave voluntarily or involuntarily? I'm like, that's not applicable. Would you hire them again? Yes, but I said, the last 2 questions are not applicable because what this person did was voluntary, and they did it, and they did an exceptional amount of work and willing to do it, and very energetic and very intelligent. An engineer has all kinds of background, and what he doesn't know, he finds out. So yes, I would hire this person. I would hire this person because they're good.
People are just, I think we've been so lax on people for so long. And it's been well known I mean, people have joked for years about federal and state workers.
Oh, yes.
I mean, not doing anything. And, you know, because in the corporate world, you do have, well, we even talked about in the teaching and stuff, you have accountability
You
because there's
do.
things.
You have to get it done.
And so, you know, but sometimes there are people that just fall through the crack and it's like they disappear and nobody knows where they've been. And then they come back at the end of the day and it's like, what have you? So even, you know, even in my situation, I mean, even with us working with the Turning Point, you know, if Joanne and them, and we have decided, yes, Karen is going to do this part, well, then they have a right to say, well, what have you done? Do you not agree? And we're a volunteer organization.
That's right.
I mean, you have a right to say, Karen, have you done anything with the scholarships? Have you done? I mean, and I should be reporting and letting them know, you know, hey, this is being done. So, I mean, I don't understand. If you, I just don't, I don't get it in my mind. I have no qualms with it. So,
Because we work and we don't, I'd rather give and help than sit back and do nothing. You know, because that's the way I was raised. And we do. We're doing stuff.
so I mean, you know, just, I just say chill, people. Just chill. And don't get upset about all this stuff. Don't get upset about tariffs. Don't get upset about what you're hearing.
It's all going to work out.
Just relax and just go with the flow. Enjoy life for a change. I mean, you're not being oppressed by anything.
No.
So, I mean,
And I mean, I don't.
you're free to be you now. If you want to be you.
Yes.
And it is really, it's uplifting.
It is. And
I don't have to be ashamed because I am one gender. I don't have to be scared to say
and
that I'm.
there's people that they had a demonstration about Walk for Science in DC last weekend. Did you know that? About 1,200 people. And I was trying to figure out, it was Walk for Science, and some of it, if you kept reading about it, it was like, okay, eliminating a lot of these grants and not doing for DEI and all of that stuff. And, you know, Hollywood dropped DEI right away. You listen to Greg Gutfeld? Oh, it was funny because they're like, finally.
Well, they know the public is not going to be supporting them in it anymore.
That's right.
It's-
That is exactly right. Exactly right. And there's issues people I see on Facebook, and I just don't comment because everyone has the right, and it's not going to upset me. Because whatever they think, I just go back and research to find out the truth. Mm-hmm. Because you have to find out the truth. Mm-hmm. And sometimes science is good, and sometimes science is just stupid. Like, you know, grants for the menstrual cycle of transgender men.
That should be an easy hypothesis to prove, right?
It's like why do you have millions of dollars, or, you know, millions of dollars to find out and study sedentary migrants, sedentary migrants. And that was really funny when he said that. Who are they? What do they do?
Yeah, don't even know what this is. It's just funny.
What is it? You know,
it's just funny.
I guess, you know, they're sitting in a chair and they came from another country.
It's like they said, if George Washington, then were sitting on the front row listening to this and they were like, you're really discussing about you had to declare there's only two genders? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, it is. It's embarrassing. If George Washington, Lincoln, and Jefferson, and all of them were sitting down there at his address of the night, and he was saying, and we are going back, and he said, I did an executive order, there's only two genders, and they'd been looking at each other like,
You say what?
what? When did all this change? How long? Where have we been in the? I mean, it's crazy nuts.
We were talking like these little. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? And Washington was named after who? Just thoughts.
All right, see you later.